Today we are going to see, can an undrafted rookie free agent become a superstar player and turn into an absolute stud if he is just put in the right situation? Now, I have put an undrafted rookie wide receiver onto the Kansas City Chiefs. We picked him up off of the free agency waiver wire, and it is 66 overall, normal development rookie, Greg Gay. Now, he is 22 years old, out of Purdue, and he's actually not too bad. He is 6'5", 218, still has 89 speed with 91 acceleration, 77 catch of traffic, 82 spec catch, does have 85 jumping, 87 agility, 77 release. Now, his route running is very, very bad, but his physical stats are really not too bad. And I've seen many wide receivers dominate in this offense, win awards. I've seen Tyler Boyd in simulation go on this team and get up to superstar X factor. So the question is, does simulation do everything, or does it actually come down to the player that you put in it? So we have taken this normal development, undrafted rookie free agent that would probably be a practice squad player in Greg Gay, and he is going to be wide receiver 1 for Patrick Mahomes. And we're going to see in simulation if Greg Gay can turn into a generational player. Now, maybe not generational, but I want to see how good can he actually be. So we're going to get started. The only playing we are going to do is going to be in training camp every year. We are going to do the receiver drill with him, and we are going to get him a +1 just from doing that. But outside of that, he will be in simulation. We will continue to make him wide receiver 1, and hopefully he can actually turn into a pretty good player. +3 catching, +1 deep route, +1 jumping, and awareness. He really, physical stats, looks pretty good. He just has no route running whatsoever. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, can Greg Gay become a top receiver in the NFL just based purely off team, quarterback, and situation? Let's get into it. 6-1 at the midseason mark, and hopefully we see some big-time numbers for Greg Gay. We are 8-1 in the bye week, and Greg Gay has gotten another upgrade. The wide receiver 1 for the Chiefs is now already up to a 70 temporary overall, and he is really starting to develop. Route running already into the 70s in 2 different categories. He is potentially taking steps to actually develop just based off situation alone. A 66 overall undrafted free agent, could he actually do it? Week 18 against the Falcons, they have bumped Greg Gay down the depth chart once again. But Greg Gay will not be denied. We are headed to the playoffs and looking for magic from Greg Gay. Greg Gay going up to a 70 overall. He has gotten +4 overalls in his rookie year now, and is looking to continue to develop as a player, man. He actually looks very, very serviceable, man. This would actually be a player I would be decently excited about drafting. 6'5", still has good speed. Man, he's a good player. He really could turn into something special for these Chiefs. First round bye for the Chiefs. They went 15-2. Shot at the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional. Can Greg Gay take over on this Chiefs squad and help us get on to the conference championship? Here we go. A win, 26-24, a close one, and now we take on a division rival in the Las Vegas Raiders. We beat the Raiders 37-31, and we are on our way to the Super Bowl to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Patrick Mahomes crushed it. 43 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Receiving, Greg Gay, 54 catches for 567 yards and 8 touchdowns as a 66 overall rookie. Only 14 games played. Looks like he maybe had an injury, and that's probably why they benched him. Maybe got injured and then came back in, but did get benched periodically. So we did what we could to keep him in the game, and he actually has a pretty good year for a rookie, pretty typical rookie year, and I would expect that from a 66 overall player, but 8 touchdowns is still a great year. And we are moving on to the Super Bowl. Can Greg Gay deliver a Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the 10-6-1 Vikings? And we crush them 28-7. 2024 season recap. The Chiefs beat the Vikings. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP. Pat Mahomes was your regular season MVP. And no awards for Greg Gay, unfortunately. He did not get a development trade upgrade, but he just needs to continue to develop, man. Like I said, it's going to be a long road and an uphill battle for Greg Gay. Greg Gay is back for the long haul. Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, season 2 in Kansas City for Greg Gay. Now, again, he was a 70 overall at the end of his rookie year. Needs to be the starter. Wide receiver 1 on this squad. He will continue to be a problem for NFL defenses with Patrick Mahomes thrown to him. Now, we want to see him take the next step. Let's get him again in drills. Get a free overall upgrade. Now 23 years old. He signed a 7-year deal to stay with the Chiefs in the offseason. And he's going to continue to get the ball from Mahomes. Another skill point, but no development trait for Greg Gay. A 71 overall. Travis Kelce beginning to really, really regress. Greg Gay almost with another. He actually does get, he's 7,000 out of 6,000. Another XP point he should have after we simulate a week. Going to be going up to a 72. Season 2 for Greg Gay. He is up to a 72 overall, wide receiver 1 on a Super Bowl winning team and looking to make it 2 in a row. This is a pretty good team. I am not controlling the coaching decisions besides putting Greg Gay at wide receiver 1. We'll see what happens in year 2, and hopefully we can really start to see Greg put it together. He is a 72 plus 6 from when he started this thing. Midseason mark, we are 6-0. And Greg Gay is up to a 73 overall. So only plus 1, but the team is performing extremely well behind the arm of Patrick Mahomes. Third on the team, he has 27 catches for 283 and 3 touchdowns. Rice is leading the squad along with Travis Kelce. Not the big year we were hoping for, man. Only 280 passing yards is a bit disappointing. Hopefully he can kind of turn that around. We will simulate to the playoffs. Hopefully Greg Gay can be a stud down the stretch. 14-3, another monster year. And how did Greg Gay finish? Did he get up to a 74? Up to a 70. No. Did get an upgrade point. Playing up to a 75 with morale now. Ratings looking very good. Deep route is getting much, much better. Let's try and get his route running just better across the board. And I'm not really sure what gets medium route running better. Maybe deep threat just in general. But he is into the green overalls now. 76 plus 2 deep route plus 3 catch in traffic. Huge upgrades. He is becoming a really, really good player, man. Like, obviously, route running not ideal. But outside of that, he looks pretty damn good, man. Patrick Mahomes, second in the league in passing this year. Way down. Only 30 touchdowns, but did have only 2 interceptions. Receiving, Greg Gay. Big step forward. 900 yards. 70 on 70 catches for 8 touchdowns. Another 8 touchdowns, but a big, big year after only having 500 in year 2. Did play all in year 1, I mean. Did play all 17 games. Rashee Rice did lead the way, but I got a feeling Greg Gay could lead the team next year. So we'll see how he does, but let's advance to the next week. Are we winning another divisional? Against the Bills in the divisional in year 2 of Greg Gay's career. And they get the dub. We are headed to the AFC Championship against the Jags. Are we headed to a Super Bowl? We lose. We lose to the Jags 26-24. Year 3 for Greg Gay. And now he's really starting to turn into a pretty good player. Did not get a development trade upgrade. Interesting. And we do have a superstar X Factor fullback. What in the world? Okay, Ben Shepherd is a tight end, and he is a tight end of the future. Superstar X Factor was his development trait, playing behind superstar X Factor and aging Travis Kelce. After training camp, Greg Gay will go up to a 75 overall at 24 years old. 2 full seasons, being up 9 overall points is pretty damn good. And no development trade upgrade heading into year 3 of his NFL career. Now going up to a 75 overall for Greg Gay, plus 2 awareness, plus 2 ball carrier vision, plus 2 medium, 1 short, and 1 spin move. You know, medium route running and short are not great, but a 77 deep route, not bad. All his other skills are pretty damn good. He just needs to continue to develop. He is 6'5" and offers a lot to be excited about. Still only 24 years old. The undrafted free agent. Can he go over 1,000 yards this season? We're about to find out. Year 3 is underway. 4-2 at the midseason mark, and checking in on Greg Gay. In year 3, has not gone up a single overall point. I wonder if our offense is sputtering a little bit. We do have the number 10 passing offense, and at the midseason mark, looks like Patrick Mahomes having a bit of a down yardage year, but 13-1 is very good ratio. Greg Gay, 269, and no touchdowns so far. He's really going to have to put it together down the stretch, man. Not a very good year starting out, but we saw this last year, and look how it ended up. So let's advance and see what he can do heading to the playoffs. We finished the year 13-4 behind the number 2 passing offense in the league. Probably a good sign, and hopefully we see big numbers from Greg Gay. No. Travis Kelce with 15 touchdowns. Rashee Rice, 1,200 yards. Does Greg Gay need to move into the slot in order to get involved more? 64 catches, 769 yards, 6 touchdowns. Just a pretty good year, but down from where he was last year, man. He's just not really taking the next step. It's a little bit frustrating to see from a player we really want to see go over 1,000 yards to get a development trade upgrade to be better, man, because he's just not getting it done. Looks like Rashee Rice is out of the slot. We are going to move Greg Gay into the slot and see what he can do. He is 6'5", so maybe not where he should be, but usually gets you more involved. So we are going to simulate, and we lost. We are not headed to this. The Super Bowl was Falcons, Ravens, and we are headed to the offseason here. Does Greg Gay have an upgrade? No. And Greg Gay having a pretty good period to an undrafted free agent career, but a pretty good start, I should say. But we want him to take a bigger step. I mean, by standards of an undrafted rookie free agent, pretty amazing, but he could be much better, I believe, on this team. So we are going to move him into the slot and see what he can do there. Okay, heading into year 4 of Greg Gay's career, 76 overall. So he only went up 1 overall point in year 3. Now 25 years old. Still looks pretty good, but we're still waiting for him to have that monster year. He hasn't gotten a development trade upgrade whatsoever, and has been a crucial part of deep playoff runs for this team, but still hasn't really shown us what we're looking for. Now at 25, without a development trait to start his career, it's going to be an uphill battle for him to really take the next step to get into the 90s, I'd say. And if you guys want to see more of these, man, let me know what position I should do next. Want to get him more well-rounded, but maybe making him better at just what he's good at. He is going to play out of the slot this year, so let's upgrade slot. That does not get him an overall upgrade, which is disappointing, but I do think it makes him just more well-rounded. Now up to a 76 overall. Some of our very good players are beginning to heavily regress. We have seen some monster seasons so far from Rashee Rice out of the slot. Now, he is a superstar X-Factor player, but Greg Gay, I feel like, could have a monster season if given the opportunity. He is going to move into the slot and be the Chiefs slot wide receiver and hopefully take the next step to being an absolutely dominant force at 6'5" and only 25 years old. A development trait upgrade is essential for him this year at this point in his career. So let's get right into it. Midseason mark, we are 4-3 and our worst start yet. Greg Gay is your leading receiver. Wow. Big step forward in year 4, 39 for 568, 5 touchdowns. Played all 7 games. His longest catch, he did have a 79-yard reception. Big playability from the undrafted free agent really starting to come together here, it looks like, in year 4. Patrick Mahomes has a broken thumb now. Partway through the year, he's going to miss 3 games. That is a huge loss, especially for our receivers. And we are going to be in a world of hurt. Now 5-4 and fighting for a playoff spot at 88 overall. We could be screwed. Quentin Anderson, rookie or second-year player, third-year player out of Indiana. Does have good throw power. Doesn't look terrible. But he's no Patrick Mahomes. Time to turn it on down the stretch. Quentin Anderson got us 1 win in 3 starts. Let's go to the playoffs. Show me the money. 10-7, and we make it into the playoffs. And how did the regular season finish? Greg Gay was well on his way to 1,000 yards before the Patrick Mahomes injury. Let's see how it finished. 983 yards. He's just short. Had Pat Mahomes not gone down, I guarantee you he would have had it. He also did miss a game. He was injured. Only played in 16 games out of a possible 17. And that is probably why a pretty good year. Just need a full season from our quarterback and him, man. And I don't think that's going to be good enough to get him a development trade, unfortunately. So, now close but no cigar. We do lose in the playoffs. And now with only 1 Super Bowl under our belt, we need Greg Gay to take the next step, man. Greg Gay is headed into year 5 now, 26 years old. And he is ready to take the next step. He's rearing to go. He's a 78 overall. The last few years, the development has really slowed down as he is still normal development and is just the undrafted rookie free agent. I guess not a rookie anymore, but was undrafted as a rookie. The UDFA has really struggled to get upgrades as his development trait is just normal development. He's not developing very quickly and really probably will never touch 90s unless he's going to need one this year. He's going to need an absolutely monster year behind Patrick Mahomes in order to get one. He's gone up 13 overalls in 4 years. I'd say that's pretty damn good. He did get a speed upgrade at one point, so up to 90 speed now. Is still very, very good, man. Medium route running is not good, but deep is good. 3 medium route running is a huge upgrade. And he is looking very, very good, man. Like, this is a player I would love to have on my team in a rebuild. He's going to be a crucial part of this Chiefs passing attack, and he should be able to take over. I need 1,000 yards from Greg. There's no other options. Get it done. 7-0 at the midseason mark, and hopefully that means good things for our offense. We have the #1 passing offense in the league, and I want to see big things from Greg Gay. He is still a 79 overall, playing up to a temporary 80. First time we have seen an 8. And last year, he had monster numbers to start the year. Show me the money, Greg Gay. Another good start. Ben Shepherd has 8 receiving touchdowns to start the year through 7 games. That is more than 1 a game. Greg Gay, 44 for 555 and 4 TDs. Starting out with a big year, and he is well on his way to 1,000 yards if he can keep that up, man. So let's just see him continue to dominate. This team is looking amazing, and he should continue to do more of the same, man. Let's get it going. 15-2 in year 5 for Greg Gay. Monster year for the boys. And hopefully big time numbers from Greg Gay at over 500 yards, 7 games into the season. Show me the money, man. I want to see the money. Patrick Mahomes, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 4,400 yards. Greg Gay, 1,000-yard season in year 5. And he had 10 touchdowns. That should get him a development trade upgrade, I hope. Now, he's not in the running for the top spot, but he had a big-time year, man. And 87 catches to go along with 1,156 yards and 10 touchdowns is his best season by far. We had the best yardage offense in the league, and the defense was not very good, but still, we just dominated on offense and got shit done. And we are headed to the divisional against a division rival. Time to get shit done. And we do. 33-22. We get the dub. Now time for the Bills. Can we get back to the Super Bowl? Yes, we beat the Bills 20-14, and we are headed back to the Super Bowl. We are playing the Washington Commanders in the Super Bowl. And now let's see, did Greg Gay get a development trade upgrade? Ladies and gentlemen, he did. Greg Gay, star development. Now, it may not seem like much, but it is huge for him. The team, it looks insane. This tight end, Ben Shepherd, Rashee Rice is X Factor. Pacheco up to X Factor. Now, defense, Stewart, this safety is X Factor. We've got 2 in development safeties behind him. L'Jarius Sneed, superstar. McDuffie, superstar. Chris Jones, still X Factor. Just massive, massive seasons from left to right. And we are headed to the Super Bowl, man. Let's get her done. And it's time to win Super Bowl number 2, I believe, for Greg Gay. Win 35-14. We defeat the Washington Commanders. Patrick Mahomes gets another Super Bowl MVP. And that is it. Brandon Ayuk did win Offensive Player of the Year for the 49ers. I want to see Greg Gay with that hardware next time. But he does get a development trade upgrade. It is massive. And we are headed for next season, year 6 for Greg Gay. Started this thing at a 66 overall. He is now into the 80s. Okay, training camp ahead of year 6. Greg Gay is really starting to do well, and he's a natural 81, 27 years old. He's not even fighting to stay at the top of the depth chart anymore. He is just naturally probably the second best receiver on this team. At 27 years old, probably has 1 to 2 more seasons of development before he's going to begin to regress at probably 29. So we're really hoping for some monster years. Maybe this year, if he can have another monster year getting up to superstar. I have development trait regression off, so he will have a chance to continue to develop. If, you know, and regress much slower, but we will see. So let's head to the regular season. We are ready for year 6. Greg Gay is an 82 overall star development receiver, 27 years old, a 5-year veteran. Short route running, not much because he is a deep threat guy, but almost into the 90s at a bunch of different stats, including already there for acceleration, speed, and release. He looks like a very good player. He's developing well. His XP bar is growing, and that's why he needs development trade upgrades quickly. Now, he is still wide receiver 1 on this team and the slot receiver, and he is hoping to have a monster year after his best year of his career last year in his age 26 season. I want to see him even better in year 6. So let's advance and see what he can do. 5-2 at the midseason mark, man. And how is Greg Gay doing? Greg Gay, 456 and 5 TDs. Now, not a monster start. Last year's 555, but so about 100 yards behind pace, but it looks like Ben Shepherd, the tight end, has just ate up a ton of yards. And then he did get bumped back on the depth chart and out of the slot, which has probably contributed to Rashee Rice having a little bit more involvement. We've moved him back in, and so hopefully that will contribute to a monster season. Let's advance to the playoffs and see how Greg Gay can finish. 13-4 did not get us a first round bye. The AFC must have been extremely competitive. The Chargers also go 13-4. and it is a big one. One last hurrah. Who is retiring? Please don't say it's Patrick Mahomes. No, Chris Jones thinking about retiring. Pat Mahomes, a monster year, 4,500 yards, 38 TDs. Greg Gay, monster year, 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns, even better than last year. He tore it up. Ben Shepherd, one of the best tight end seasons I've ever seen on this game in simulation, though. 105 catches for 1,300 yards and 11 TDs. We know Chiefs playbook runs through the tight end, but still a monster year for Greg Gay. Hopefully that can propel him up to superstar development, man. Headed to the wild card. Can we beat the Chargers? We can, and we are headed to the divisional to take on the 10-7 Miami Dolphins. Can we make it back to the conference championship? We lose 34-28. We lose to the Miami Dolphins. Greg Gay, 83 overall, playing up to an 87. Hopefully in a couple weeks here, going to the Super Bowl, he will get his development trade upgrade. I am praying. Show me a development trade upgrade, please. Greg Gay up to superstar development. Wow. He has really taken the next step in the last couple years and now is going to go up to an 84 overall player. He is turning into a beast. We needed these development traits early on in his career, but he just wasn't good enough now. He really is, and I mean, he is 27, but he's going to have probably 28 and 29 before he starts to regress. So he should hopefully be able to get up to like 86 overall, 87. Still very, very impressive for an undrafted free agent. Probably in the running for AFC wide receiver, best wide receiver. He won it. He won. Best wide receiver in the AFC was Greg Gay. Wow. Let's go. And a UDFA has won the best wide receiver. Did he win Offensive Player of the Year? Was he in the running? He was number 6. Isaiah Pacheco was number 5. Wow. Ben Shepherd was number 8. Big time year. I say Ben Shepherd even had a better year than us. But we did have 13 touchdowns, and that propelled us to where we were. It was his best year of his career, man, and we are headed to next season. Greg Gay going up to an 85 overall, and as a deep threat upgrade, he will get an extra ability slot, man. And now short out elite should have mid in elite and deep in elite. He is going to have some crazy abilities. His ratings look excellent. I mean, look at these. He looks amazing. And this is a guy that was undrafted, a 66 overall. He is now a plus 19 overall throughout his career. Went, in year 7 now. But still probably holding off, regression by probably 1 or 2 seasons. So hopefully he has time to still put together maybe 1 or 2 more monster seasons before starting the decline. Patrick Mahomes staving off regression by just having monster season after monster season. He cannot be stopped. And Greg Gay, now in year 7, looking to have a monster year. I want to see him push for 1,500 receiving yards. It'll be even better for his legacy and just to solidify himself as one of the top receivers in the league where he wasn't even drafted in as a rookie. So let's go to the midseason. I want to see Greg Gay cement himself as one of the best undrafted free agents of all time. Midseason mark, we are 5-1 and hopefully pushing for another Super Bowl. Now, how's Greg doing? Patrick Mahomes taking a big step back in yardage, but hopefully most of that going to Gay. He is starting out in a big way. The far and away the leading receiver on this team, the 28-year-old out of Purdue, has 38 catches for 556 yards, 5 touchdowns, and on his way to another monster year, hopefully. Let's hope we can put it together down the stretch. I want to see a little bit more passing yardage from Patrick Mahomes, and hopefully 1,000 yards on the backstretch would be awesome. 13-4 is your record, and we again get the same record as the Chargers, but they are the tiebreaker holders apparently, And they, I believe, probably got the first round bye, and we did not. Chargers do get the first round bye, and we draw the Bills in the wild card. Hopefully at a monster year. Patrick Mahomes was the NFL passing leader and did have 35 touchdowns. Show me the money. Gay. Another big year. 96 for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. Rashee Rice had 1,113 touchdowns, but 10 less catches. So, you know, we had another big year. Not otherworldly, but absolutely in contention for receiver of the year, I'd say. We were not top 3, but right knocking on the door. If we could just break the 1,300 mark, we would have been damn close. This is probably the last year to get a development trade upgrade potentially. Pro Bowl roster, did we make it on the AFC side? Wide receiver 2, Greg Gay, is a Pro Bowler. Should be his second one. He had one last year, I believe. We forgot to check. So he has a couple of Pro Bowls now under his belt. We are headed to the Super Bowl where we did not make it. The Chargers are playing in the Super Bowl. We lost to the Bills in the wild card, 30-24. Big time upset and very disappointing. I really hope we are not losing Patrick Mahomes. He has got to be pushing 36 now. Greg Gay did not get a development trade upgrade, man. And that is a real bitch because now at 29 years old, he's still fending off regression. This is probably the last year of his career before he will regress. Now 7 years into the league, should be the final year of his contract with the Chiefs. It would be interesting to see how will he do without the Chiefs. You know, as good as he is, if he goes to a different team, would he be able to have the same type of numbers? Probably not. But now 2 years younger than Rashee Rice, who is regressing, we are wide receiver 1 on the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Patrick Mahomes still not retired. Now, we will follow the trajectory of his career. Now, he spent the first 7 years with the Kansas City Chiefs. He will move somewhere else. Unless the Chiefs re-sign him, we are not going to control the signing. He will go wherever he sees fit, and we will follow him there. Training camp upgrade, Greg Gay going up to an 87 overall. We are going to regular season. Final season under contract with the Chiefs. We are wide receiver 1. With Patrick Mahomes up to a 98 overall. He is 35 years old and just is insane and still fending off the regression that is happening. Ben Shepherd, stud. You know, Trey Smith went up. There are some really good pieces on this offense, and it's, you know, not many holes, man. I think we should absolutely push for another Super Bowl. Another deep playoff run. So Greg Gay, let's get into it and head to midseason mark in year 8. Midseason mark, we are 4-3. It is very disappointing, but hopefully we see good stats from Greg Gay nonetheless, man. Hopefully he did not get injured. Let's check the stats here and see what we got going on. Patrick Mahomes leading the league in passing yards, 13 TDs, only 1 interception. Receiving, Greg Gay down the board. He's having an off year. 33 for 366, 2 touchdowns is not what we want to see from our guy. But hopefully he can bounce back. Now we are going to move him back into the slot. He has not been playing in the slot this year. Now that he's wide receiver 1, maybe that is the difference. And so we will move him back into the slot for the final half of the season. 13-4, another playoff berth, man, and we are crushing it. It's just playoff berth after playoff berth. Now, how did Greg Gay finish? 4,700 yards and 38 touchdowns to 2 interceptions for Patrick Mahomes. An insane year. Through 74% completion. One of the best seasons probably in NFL history. Receiving, Greg Gay did get over 1,000 yards again. 9 touchdowns, but still, just Patrick Mahomes spread the ball around. Ben Shepherd, another 1,000-yard season with 11 touchdowns. Rashee Rice, 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. we're just battling with Rashee Rice to be the top receiver on this team. And even though he's regressing, he's still playing better, or actually up to the standard. So let's see if Greg Gay can get another Super Bowl under his belt and see what his overall is up to, man. So he is up to an 88 overall, playing up to a 91 with morale. He is a freak, but he did not make it up to Superstar X Factor yet, man. Really hope that he does after this season, but it's going to be difficult. So can we beat the Patriots in the wild card round? Yes, we do. We are moving on to play the Las Vegas Raiders, our division rival and the division leaders in the divisional. Let's see, can we beat them? Battle of 13-4 opponents, and we smoke them 31-7. We are into the conference championship against the Tennessee Titans. Can we beat them? We do. 31-21, and we are headed back to another Super Bowl, man. We are in the Super Bowl, so we shouldn't probably be in the Pro Bowl, and we are not, but I think we probably would be. Super Bowl against the Chiefs. We are going to watch in simulation and see, can Greg Gay and Patrick Mahomes add another Super Bowl and some more hardware to the shelf at home? Let's find out, man. Bring another one home for the boys in Arrowhead. Chiefs on the board first. Falcons answer and fighting like hell. Falcons score. It's 14-7. Chiefs got a battle. Oh my God, it's a bloodbath. Oh my God, we're getting blown out in the Super Bowl. We're fighting back 31-13. Falcons gonna choke another Super Bowl. Falcons could choke. We lose by 3. Almost complete the comeback. They almost choked it, but we do lose. A massive upset. 13-4 goes down to 10-7. How is this possible? Patrick Mahomes threw for 378 and 1 touchdown. No interceptions. Just must have had a bunch of 3-and-outs, man. Chad Carradine, a 7-year veteran, does get the win. Unbelievable. What did Greg Gay do? Only 3 catches for 33 yards. Didn't do jack shit. Rashee Rice, 9 for 113. Ben Shepherd, 11 for 156 and a touchdown. Greg Gay went absent in the Super Bowl. Unfortunate. And with Greg Gay in his final year, we are going to simulate to next season and see, will Greg be playing for the Chiefs or moving on into a new uniform for his year 30 season? Is Greg Gay back in a Chiefs uniform? He is. He was re-signed, and he is beginning to regress. I can see... Yes, he is regressing now. Greg Gay is 30 years old. Still very, very good, but is beginning. The decline is starting. Now, let's look at the contract. How long did they sign him for? They did sign him on a 4-year deal. A 4-year deal. Oh my God, he's making $16 million per year. Greg cashed in that money. He will be here until his 34th season, man. We're just going to have to fly through those years. And he is the top receiver on this team and looking to continue to dominate, dude. Let's see Greg take the next step. Season number 9 for Greg Gay. Now his age 30 season, signing a 4-year deal and extension with the Chiefs. He's going to try to take over and have his best years ahead of him in his 30s. Breaking the laws of aging as we know it, Greg Gay. Let's see what he can do. Okay, Greg Gay is having the worst start probably of his career. You know, now he is 30, but he only has 26 catches for 285 and 4 TDs through 6 games. So, not really what we wanted, but he is aging, so we have to keep that in mind. Now, we did take him out of the slot, so we could move him back in. He's a big body receiver, so we're trying to play around with like where would he play best. Seems like the slot is where they get the most of their yards and get the most involved, so we are going to move him back to starting slot receiver to end the year. Let's see if we can get to the playoffs again. We are 11-6 and have made it to the wild card playoffs again. Now, were we able to turn it around Patrick Mahomes again, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Greg Gay up again, 1,100 yards, leading the team with 9 touchdowns. The slot is where he belongs, and he commands targets and touchdowns from Patrick Mahomes, man. Big time year. Just never really took that next step to get like 1,500 yards or something. I think that's just because the playbook really involves the tight end. And so I don't really think there was much we could do, man. One last hurrah here for the Chiefs and Greg Gay. And every single year it said last hurrah for Chris Jones, and he has stayed. How old is this motherfucker? He has to be so old. He still stays every year. They say last hurrah every time, and he never leaves. Can Greg Gay carry this team to some playoff wins? We go to the divisional, taking on the Baltimore Ravens, losing. And do we have a Pro Bowler? Is Greg Gay making the Pro Bowl again as a 30-year-old? Greg Gay is wide receiver 4 for your AFC Pro Bowl team. Huge. You know, he's still doing well being this old, which is actually surprising. I didn't think he would. I don't know when he's going to retire. So we're starting to get into serious regression age for him. He is only a superstar player, so he's not going to be the dominant player we know like he could have been. Like, he's going to start to get much, much worse very, very quickly, especially moving into his age 31 season. He'll probably only play like 2 to 3 more years and then retire at like 33 maybe. So we'll see what happens for Greg Gay. Now into Greg Gay's age 31 season, man. Fighting regression like a motherfucker. Should be down a couple of up overalls, and he is down to an 83, man. The receivers on this team are regressing hardcore. He is now, you know, I mean, we see down, yeah, he lost 6 on his deep route running. Oh my God. 2 catching traffic, 3 to catching, 2 to change the direction. He is really starting to regress, and it's only going to get worse. So we will see how he does this year, but man, it is not looking good for Greg Gay. Okay, we are much worse this year, and it is our worst record of this entire episode. We are 9-8 and barely sneak into the playoffs. We were the second team in the AFC West. And let's check out stats for Greg Gay. Patrick Mahomes still slinging it in year 17. 33 touchdowns, 12 picks, 4,400 yards. Greg Gay, another 1,000-yard season to go with 5 touchdowns, led the team. Rashee Rice had way more touchdowns, but still nonetheless 91 for 1,000 and 5 touchdowns in his 10th season, I believe, is incredible. Amazing stuff from Greg Gay. Let's see if he can get another Super Bowl. Can the Chiefs pull off some upsets? No. They lose immediately, and Andy Reid's still coaching. He is very old now. And yeah, we are going to next season. Will Greg Gay even still be around? Probably contemplating retirement sometime in the next couple seasons, man. I mean, he's still putting up 1,000-yard seasons, so he's still doing extremely well. Year 11 for Greg Gay, and he is injured and down to a 78 overall. He is really, really regressed. I mean, he went from an 86 overall to a 78 in 2 years. You know, ratings look pretty. I mean, he's still pretty good, honestly. For what I will say, he's still pretty good. Just really has regressed in some physical stats, but still has 89 speed. The route running is starting to go. You know, spec catch and jumping, release, agility, all still pretty good. He's still the best receiver on this team, I think, and does still have superstar development. So we will see you at the end of 2034 to see how Greg Gay performs. Patrick Mahomes still a 91 overall, by the way, at 38 years old. That's absurd. He just won't regress because he just continues to have insane monster years. Okay, we went 9-8 and we did not make the playoffs. Okay, we did not make the playoffs. Our first time not making the playoffs in this entire episode, man. So the decline is beginning for the Chiefs dynasty. 4,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 3 picks. Another good year for Pat Mahomes. Greg Gay is taking a step back now. Did still have 78 for 876 and 9 TDs. Led the team in touchdowns, but in yardage, very, very big step back. But still putting up good numbers in year 11, but no chance at a Super Bowl, man. And now he's going to be 33. I'm hoping that he will stay around another season, but this may actually be the final year of his deal. Will he be re-signed? Greg Gay does have 1 year remaining on his deal, man. So he will be back for at least one more season unless he retires. Rashee Rice did retire at what I believe was 34 years old. So we will see what Greg Gay decides to do headed into his age 33 season. The Chiefs dynasty has fallen, guys. We are down to an 80 overall, and this team is really bad now. Very, very bad. And still have a lot of things to be excited about, like Camp. Who was he not a star development guard at one point? How the hell did he go up to superstar? I don't know. Maybe he always was. Greg Gay is down to a 75 overall. We have no receivers. They're just giving up on signing receivers, apparently. Just sticking to a dominant tight end in Shepard. And then Greg Gay, who is now, I will say, 33 years old, really beginning to regress. Route running, speed going down, catching going way down. He is just continuing to get bad, and he will only get worse. Still putting up good yardage, almost double-digit touchdowns last year. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. The standings apparently aren't even visible anymore in the little thing. Apparently you just keep going seasons and things just start to disappear. So we went 13-4. With an 80 overall team, apparently quarterback is all you need. Or no, we got a first round bye. We were the best team in the AFC. This is amazing. I'm not even sure how this is possible. Patrick Mahomes, at 40 years old or 39, is leading the league in passing. 36 touchdowns, 3 picks, receiving. Greg Gay, another 1,000-yard season, 7 touchdowns. Ben Shepard might go down as one of the best tight ends in NFL history. 106 for 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. And then Luke Broyles, I have to assume he ran out of the slot. 900 yards and 11 touchdowns, man. Just Greg Gay still putting up numbers, man. And, you know, he might be contemplating retirement, but you might say, should he? You know, because he's still putting up good numbers. Can he help deliver a Super Bowl? And we are playing the 8-9 Browns, who snuck in. Time to send him packing, and we do. It is time for a conference championship against the 12-5 Patriots. Can we win? We do! 24-20, and it is time for the Super Bowl against the Falcons. And we are going to the Super Bowl, baby. Trying to get another one for Greg Gay. Can he pull it off in probably one of his final years, or potentially one of his last Super Bowls of his career? Let's see what Greg Gay can do. All right, no score yet so far. Defensive stalwart Falcons on the board first. 9-0, 16-0. Chiefs cannot get on the board, man. It's a bloodbath. Fighting now. 19-7, 26-7, 26-14. We need to fight. Fighting back, Patrick Mahomes leading the charge. Falcons blowing another one, and they hang on. We could not score at the end, and the Chiefs lose in the Super Bowl. Close for the comeback, but no cigar. And I think we've actually played them in the Super Bowl before. But Carradine did win. Patrick Mahomes went insane, but somehow we just couldn't win. Greg Gay, 5 for 80 and a touchdown. Did contribute all he could, man. It was close, but no cigar. Will Greg Gay return? Let's see. 2035 retirements. Did he retire? Greg Gay retires after 12 years in the league. He has finished his career, and we see wide receiver seasons of all time. Legacy leaderboard is led by CeeDee Lamb, 15 yearly awards. He had a 28,000 legacy score, man. and Brandon Ayuk, a ton of familiar faces leading the charge. 3 active receivers still. Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jordan Addison still playing football. Now, so is Zay Flowers, and then Greg Gay did retire. His legacy leaderboard finishes with 5 yearly awards, 4 conference championships, 2 Super Bowls, and a legacy score of 11,822 yards. His final rating was a 73 overall after regression, man. When he went quick. Now, he had some massive years in his career. For the most part, I mean, it was positive regression, going from 567 in his rookie year, 900, then went down to 700, then 900. So it took him till his 5th season to really break out, but once he did, he went for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns, 1,213, 1,210, 1,009, 1,109, 1,005, 870 and 9, and then 1,007. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 yard seasons for Greg Gay, and he ends up being a pretty amazing player. He ends up in the top 12 of receiving legacy of all time, and really, really good career, man. Long career. I'm not sure if legacy is all time. Greg Gay, the UDFA, has had a massive impact on the league, and yes, it just goes to show you scheme can be everything, man. We picked him up off the free agency waiver wire as a 66 overall player, and he ends up turning into one of the top players in the entire league as far as, legacy leaderboard goes, man. I mean, you see here 2 Super Bowls, 7,000 yard seasons, 4 championships, 5 yearly awards. I mean, you saw his total yards. I'm going to calculate them right now, and we're going to look at where he ranks for undrafted free agent receiving yards all time. Greg Gay is your undisputed UDFA receiving leader in NFL history with 12,017 receiving yards in his career to go with 102 receiving touchdowns, man. He was a problem for his entire career, developing into a very, very big, crucial part of this team. 2029, his 1,230 yards and 13 touchdowns did win him receiver of the year, and he was just turned into a really, really good player. At 6'5", 218, he had ideal size to build into one of the best receivers that the Chiefs have ever seen and the NFL has ever seen, man. 12,000 yards is an amazing career, and he was a great player. So let me know what you guys think about this, and I want to do many more of these. Let me know what position you want to see next, and if you guys like this type of stuff, man, because I have a lot of fun doing this, and I want to see where else, in what other positions and what other UDFAs we can find that can really grow into studs. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and appreciate you stopping by. As always, peace.